Okay, hi there, boys and girls. So today I'm going to show you how to complete slides 4 and 5 of your third grade memory book. Slide 4 is all about the subjects that we spent time on this year. We focused a lot on reading, writing, and math, and then also on our Connect classes. Of course, we did other things as well. We did some science, some social studies, some other subjects, but these are the ones that we spent the most time on. So, I want you to write down something that you remember learning about this year in those subjects, something that you enjoyed, so that you can look back on this memory later. So, this year in reading, you would just click in here and you could start typing. You could say, we read a fun chapter book with Mrs. D'Alessandro called Fenway and Hattie. Now you'll see that the words kind of got pushed up, so I'm going to click here and I'm going to make this box bigger to slide them back down. I can always click in the box and I can kind of click on the blue part and I can move the box around on the page. Or you might want to see something like, I learned how to make inferences in my reading. And then you could even go on to explain what inferences are. This means that I use clues from the text to help me figure something out. Now, you're going to notice that there's not enough space in this box for everything I wanted to type. So I wanted to show you how you could highlight the text. And you can come over here and you can make the font smaller so that you could fit it all in there if you write a lot. All right? You don't have to write the same things I did. Those are just some ideas for you. Math, you might say something like, we learned how to multiply and divide. You might also add, I enjoyed iReady. So I want you to reflect. So spend some time thinking about some of the things we did in math this year and in reading and in writing and in Connect. And think about what you'll want to look back on later and remember about those things from this year. Maybe you met a goal for yourself. Like maybe this year in math, you mastered a lot of your multiplication facts. You want to share that so that you don't forget it. Or maybe in reading, you got to be a really strong reader and now you can read chapter books. So, whatever you want to share. For writing as well, something we did in writing, something you wrote about, something you learned how to do. And then Connect. This one, you can pick one Connect class and share something you did in that class. Or you could write about several. You could make the font smaller and write down several things that you did. Maybe you want to write something from each of those classes. You could do that also. You may want to make the font smaller. You may want to do something like this. You may want to write art and put a dash and then write something. And then music and a dash and put something else. So those are just some ideas. Okay, and then your favorites. So this is your favorites page. Favorite read aloud, favorite Connect class, and favorite activity. You're going to type your answer here for what your favorite was of each of those things. And then underneath, you're going to explain why it was your favorite. Now, I understand that some of you may not remember some of the titles of the books that we read aloud together this year. So I want you to do your best to think about some of the books that we read together. If you can't remember the title, you could write something down to help you remember what the book was about. You could say something like the nonfiction story about the woman with polio who became an Olympic runner, or something about the book to kind of just remind yourself that we read it if you don't remember what it's called. For favorite activity, just think throughout the year, what is the favorite activity that you did at school? It could have been a field trip. So it could have been when we went to the fire safety village. It could have been a specific activity that we did in the classroom one day, something fun that we did to help us learn. It could be something that you did in one of your Connect classes, anything at all that we had as an activity. Maybe it was an assembly that you had in school. I do want to remind you that when you write your answers for these things, For your favorites, you don't need to write your read aloud or your favorite Connect class in a complete sentence. But when you explain why they're your favorite, please write those in complete sentences. Remember that a complete sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a proper punctuation mark. All right, until tomorrow, goodbye.